Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Pol Ke Pol. Today I'm going to talk about how to build your work brand and be a rock star inside your company. A little bit of hyperbole in that title, but I can definitely tell you a bit about how to build your work brand. And a work brand need not necessarily be only outside the company. People usually think, यार ये इसने ब्रांड बना लिया खुद का कंपनी मतलब ये बंदा मार्केटियर है ये बंदी सीए है तो पर्सनल फाइनेंस का ब्रांड बना लिया है or someone is like, oh my god, this guy has created such an amazing brand about being a PM, which is the most common thing nowadays. Like, oh, what an amazing product manager. Or someone is like, they've built careers based on like, hey, we are going to be like, I'm a VC, and like venture capital, I am a VC and मैं बाहर सबको ज्ञान दे रहा हूँ VC वर्ल्ड के बारे में, इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के बारे में, इंडियन इकोनॉमी के बारे में, and so on and so forth, right? So the reality is that while you do have to create a brand externally, but let's not get into the rat race, right? Let's start with the basics. One thing which many people ignore for some reason is building a brand within your company, inside of your company, right? This is especially important in a place like India, I'll tell you, because usually we overhire, okay? We understaff the critical functions, but we overhire in general, right? We don't really have lean teams. Majority in India, what you see is that you have many uh, companies that have like thousands of people in a single function. उसमें hundreds of people in a department, and उसके अंदर एक team के अंदर tens of people, 20 people, 25 people. So when something like that happens, it is very difficult for you to stand out, right? So standing out is the whole deal. Differentiating yourself is the whole deal. And this is what I'm going to talk about today, the importance of it, the need for it, and more importantly, how to go about it, how to do it, right? And what are the benefits of it and what not to do also. Now, the thing is, key, it is extremely important, as I said, is because we have so many people in our country. The challenge is that अपने यहाँ पे मतलब you have to, and सब लोग काम कर ही लेते हैं more or less, right? You can't always expect कि मैंने अच्छा काम किया, I should be noticed. Now you'll be like, okay, why should I be noticed? It's very simple. So the thing is, when shit hits the fan, people better know your name because they have to decide कि भाई इसको निकालना है या नहीं निकालना है. So from a safety perspective, it's always good if you already have a brand, hopefully a good one. Second, if you want to get promoted, only doing good work is not necessary. It is just merely a condition. You also have to be known for something. You also have to be like, हाँ इस बंदे ने वो headline मारा था. अरे ये तो वो बंदा है कि this guy, oh yeah, he's good at this, right? He's part of our plans, And oh, you know what? If we promote him, he can probably do more of what he's already been doing. So not only do you have to make everyone aware of what you have done or what you're doing or about to do, but you should also imprint on them that this is who you are. You get me? And this is what you have done, and this is, if you need, if they need something related to this topic, they should all come to you. Correct? That is extremely important. And there is another reason. It's like okay, when you are being given a hike, people are like, okay, we are usually giving people 4-5%. Why should this guy get a 7 or 8%? So if you have a good brand, people often pay you more also. Okay, if you have a good brand, because a good brand is impossible without good connections. Okay, so what happens is you have to have good connections, especially with your seniors. Okay, you definitely, if not good connections, at least decent connections. Yeah, they know you and you have spoken to them, and there is like a regular cadence between you and them, right? Your manager should definitely look at you like, you know what, even if we, whatever the relationship between us, he's good at this one thing. So your manager should also be your advocate. For that, you have to first convince your manager that, hey, this is what I'm good at, and you have to show that this is what you're good at. Like you must be like, kya bol raha hai ye? See, you could be good at Excel, you could be good at PowerPoint, you could be and these are just tools, right? You could be just good at a general presentation, right? But then there is also another thing, which is like, hey, this guy is looking after this segment, this guy is looking after this project, okay, this guy is looking after this special team that has been formed, he's leading that team. So everyone is like, okay, or this guy is leading or is part of that initiative, correct? There is this critical function that we are failing at, and this guy is here trying to fix it. So everyone should look at you and have a very simple one line description of you. You get what I mean? If they have a simple one line description of you, I think that's where you have succeeded. It could be like, Gada hai sala, Alsi hai. So that is also a brand, by the way. It's just a bad brand. It's a bad positioning, right? But more often than not, if you have like, or someone is like, you know what? Oh yeah, that guy who sucks at presentations, that becomes the brand. Okay. Oh, that guy who messed up that big project. Oh God, that also becomes a brand because you have imprinted on people's mind that this is the reality or about you and this is who you are, right? Even if it may or may not be true, the thing is what people think matters, right? Please don't follow Instagram quotes where you are like, oh, it doesn't matter what the world thinks of you. In corporate, it really matters what the world thinks of you. In fact, many a times I've seen that unfortunately the work is not as important as the brand that you have within a company, right? If you have impressed the right people, if you have done the right thing, if you have the right connections, if you have made the right noises in the right places at the right time, you often get more than the work that you have produced for that matter. So just being very honest, right? So this is extremely important. Now how to do that is very simple. You are supposed to take any and every opportunity to use your internal messaging tools. Okay, especially when you work remotely, it is very difficult to position yourself. People need to be like, okay, what is this guy? Who's this guy? There are so many people you will be like, यार ये भी कंपनी में काम करता है, पहली बार देख रहा हूँ इसको Zoom मीटिंग में. You get me? So it is extremely important when you are working remotely, especially or in a hybrid setup, that people know the kind of work that you are doing. Okay, and you don't have to be shameless about it. Ki oh, आज मैंने 2 page लिखे. No, it should be about, hey, this is one project we worked on. Every 15 days there should be something you should put out publicly in your company, which means on an average 100 times a year, you should be putting out about that same topic again and again and again. 50 हफ्ता भी अगर आप पकड़ो, okay, out of 50 weeks, if you put like not okay, मैंने उल्टा बोल दिया, but I would say like at least 25 to 30 times a year it should go out there in public in front of everyone, right? कि हाँ, ये बंदा इसी चीज के बारे में बात करता रहता है, he has taken this up as a mission sort of a thing. If you are looking after a segment, if you're looking after a particular project, a particular initiative, so on and so forth, right? And you should be talking about, hey, this week this is what we did, thank you for the other teams who are involved in this, and connect it all to this is how it is achieving our overall company objectives, right? And another thing is that imagine like you could just share things like, hey, by the way, I learned this new thing about Excel, we used it in this project and it got good feedback. आप भी ये सब ट्राई कर सकते हो. When you give people free का ज्ञान ना, useful ज्ञान, not फालतू ज्ञान, people are really appreciative. So don't forget that. That is extremely important, right? Like whatever you are learning, if you're doing something which helps others for free for no reason, they love it, which is common sense, right? Which is common sense. So do that, and you must be like, "Sala, ye team मेरे को पसंद नहीं है, वो मेरे को पसंद नहीं है." Don't get too personal at work. There's no point. आप paper डालोगे ना, everyone is going to be happy. Okay. People will not even remember. They'll be like, हाँ यार ठीक है, जा रहा है, bye. इसका notice period है, चल ठीक है, कभी और देख लेंगे. Okay. Don't take things personally. Treat it like the professional setup that it is, right? So very important that you keep posting internally on Slack, on MS Teams, or any other internal forum that you may have, right? So that is the most important part. When there are like those team meetings that are there on Zoom and all, you should of course don't speak when the seniors are speaking unnecessarily unless you are called upon. But when you're having meetings with your own level ka people or one below, definitely talk about the things that you're working on, and it should make sense, right? मतलब ऐसे ही नहीं कुछ भी चालू और तुम कुछ भी बोल रहे हो, right? That is the whole thing. This is the entire part which I keep talking about, which is also about networking, right? It builds your network. People remember you for this in particular, and even after you leave the companies, many people are going to remember, you know what, this guy was good at this. I think I can call him and I can ask him things and be like, there is an opportunity in my company, do you want to join? That has happened to me. Honestly, that has happened to me. Like there was a company where everyone was like, oh, you know what, this is the social media guy, he knows social media very well. My first ever job, funnily enough, was everyone was like, dude, this guy is the proof of delivery guy. Because there was a particular project which I had taken up, and there was a huge problem in the company which no one was able to solve. And I basically took it up as a mission. And I realized very soon that there is nothing to solve over here. बस कुत्ते की तरह घिसना है. And which is what I did 12, 13 years ago, right? मैं कुत्ते की तरह घिसा. and I guessified so much. People would just like I would be walking and people in the canteen be like, "अरे भाई वापस email भेजेगा क्या आज मेरे को इस चीज के बारे में?" And I was young. I was 20 years old, and I was like, "Haha, you want one or what? Because if I need something from you, I'm gonna do it." Because I was known for putting out status reports at the end of the week for everyone. I didn't give a shit how senior someone was. I would put out, ki, "Hey, your department is supposed to send us this. Please send it to me," and all. So I was young and naive. I didn't understand politics, and I was like, "Kaam hai, karna hai," and people found that very endearing. If I had to do it again, I would be much more tactful in the way I went about it. But what it taught me at a very young age was people should know you for something. People should look at you and be like, hey, you know what? This guy is reliable. If he can do this for that project, he can definitely do this for my project. People honestly judge you based on that. It is always better to make a name for yourself. Otherwise, all your good work will go to hell because no one cares. Honestly, that could definitely happen, right? And yeah, that's my advice on this matter. Network. Another thing would be that you know you get to know more people because people get in touch with you regarding all these things. ये कैसे किया वो कैसे किया तो आपका network definitely बढ़ता है इसमें. And please take initiative, right? If you feel ki okay, what should I be known for, I don't know, you never know until you know it, right? So if you feel ki I'm not sure what I'm good at, then go and try new things. Especially when you're young, you should keep on trying new things. I'm telling you right now. I mean, you will never get those days back. I'm telling you again. Okay. Then you reach a certain age, a certain seniority, you will never be able to do things which you could do as a young person. Very rarely do you get that opportunity and that freedom of mind set to actually do the things which only a young person can do, right? Young, bold, and naive that we all are at one point of time, right? Most of us. So that is the most important part, right? And of course, like it is always good to build your brand outside the company, as I've said, but within the company also, people should know you for that particular thing. In fact, many a times I will post something, on a public platform, and people internally would be like, "Hey, I noticed you, mentioned that was a good post," or something of that sort. And sometimes people will come up to me, be like, यार वो वाला अच्छा नहीं था, एक काम कर देता तो इसको ऐसे लिखता ना तो वो अच्छा लगता. Something like that. Something like that. Your own people will interact with you even externally, right? So people are like, bro, this guy breathes this damn project. Like this guy is breathing it. Whether you succeed or not, you never know. But the point is that if you show that enthusiasm, that I am ready to work on this project, that I am ready to give my all, and I have taken it up like a mission, people really appreciate. And that is impossible without you communicating. Okay, guys, you have to communicate internally. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is there to hear it, did it really fall? वो वैसा वाला हिसाब हो जाता है. You have to toot your own horn a little bit without being obnoxious about it. You get what I mean? That is the whole trick to it. The trick to it is actually talking about yourself without talking about yourself. It's about indication rather than just telegraphing it, right? Like you can't be so upfront about it. Like you have to be a bit subtle about it. Everyone knows everyone's trying to show something, but it is very important that and of course it depends whether you have a supportive manager or not. Maybe you have a manager who's like, क्या रे हीरो बन रहा है, ज्यादा लिखेगा क्या, किसने बोला वो लिखने को? But I've been lucky. I've had managers who have been like very nice, and they were like, "कि भाई ये लिख दे इसके बारे में," कि we did this work and so on and so forth. Because if you look good, you're ultimately making your manager look good, right? कि अरे इसी के टीम का ये तो लड़का है, उसने किया ये काम. You get me? So even the top management who's really also, remember, guys, everyone loves good news. The top management especially is grappling with 10,000 problems at any given point of time. And when they see some good news from your end, of course you can't fool them, but they will also realize, what, at least this is going in the right direction. I appreciate it. This is good. So that is another way to, bring upon an impression, right? You have to play that game, and you have to be visible, folks. Visibility, consideration, success. That's exactly how you get promoted. That's exactly how you go up the ranks. If someone's telling you you can be promoted without visibility, without branding yourself internally, without talking about the work that you have done, the success that you have brought upon, they're lying to you. दिस इज नॉट अ गवर्नमेंट जॉब कि आप बैठ गए सीनियरिटी के हिसाब से आप प्रमोट हो रहे हो, वैसे नहीं होता। ओके, स्पेशली इन प्राइवेट कंपनीज यू हैव टू basically do good work and also talk about it. Okay, there is nothing called as neki kar darya mein dal. That is a completely different argument. This is a completely different argument, right? What I'm trying to tell you is you have to understand what you have done, link it to the overall company objectives, be consistent in your communication internally about it, in the appropriate settings, and as much as possible try and keep it entertaining, right? People, when they see your passion for a certain project, they get impressed, right? So that's the whole thing. That was Polke Bowl on this topic, on how to build your work brand and be a rock star inside your company, right? I'll now take some questions. If you have any comments or something, please put it in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer them. Aditya Chavan is like, yo, hello again, sir. Hi, Aditya. Hope you're doing well. Don't call me sir, just call me Paul. That's more than enough. Karthik Arora is like, I've seen senior people do talk with everyone. Sometimes having a small talk with others do improve your relations and build a positive image. 100%. See, Karthik Arora is making a beautiful point, right? Many people don't realize this, that small talk is extremely important. People, अगर आपको कोई चाय के टपरी पे मिल रहा है, आपको कोई कैंटीन पे मिल रहा है, आपको कोई बाथरूम में मिल रहा है, आपको कोई सिगरेट के यहाँ पे मिल रहा है, ओके, आपको आपको कोई मतलब रिक्शा के लाइन में मिल रहा है, ओके, आपको कोई बस में मिल रहा है, आपको कोई ट्रेन में मिल रहा है, आपको कोई सुपरमार्केट में मिल रहा है जो आपके ऑफिस में काम करता है, यू हैव टू टॉक टू देम गाइस, यू कांट बी लाइक बाय, डोंट डू इट, ओके, यू आर एन इंट्रोवर्ट, दैट्स योर फकिंग प्रॉब्लम. You can be an introvert and also be respectful ki hey hi what's up, hey nothing, yeah, just out over here doing something, hope you're well, cool, bye. छोटा सा एक ये रहता है, देन आगे बढ़ एक दो बार और मिलोगे आप लोगों से, यू कैन टॉक अबाउट सम स्टूपिड शिट लाइक स्पोर्ट्स. अरे डिड यू वॉच द गेम लास्ट नाइट, अरे क्या देखा, क्या, अरे कैसा खेला वो, मस्त में एकदम सेंचुरी मारा उसने, सब some stupid shit, right? So have that small talk. It is extremely important because, and as Karthik, very correctly pointed out, when you become a senior, you won't have time for all this. So all you can do is small talk and just reporting and numbers and strategy and execution, right? So while you're going up the chain, extremely important to learn how to make small talk. Extremely important. It's a very underrated skill. I know people who reached a certain level in corporate couldn't crack it above that because they straight up lacked those soft skills. They straight up lack those soft skills. See, guys, you have to manage upwards, sideways, and downward. Okay, if someone's saying, oh, I'm managing downward, you're managing downward, sideways, and upward. So, and usme your personal brand makes a huge deal. Okay, so keep that in mind. That is extremely important. Karthik is like, thank you, man. India needs honest and transparent people like you to tell about work and education. I rarely subscribe to people, let alone sharing with friends, but yours is a channel that I tell my friends about. Thank you so much, Karthik. That means a lot. That really means a lot. Thank you so much. That's what I personally also feel. I personally feel India में, not India में, दुनिया में, people lie a lot. And India mein to especially, I personally feel about corporate, so we to haven't even had a discussion about the reality of corporate, right? In the US and Europe, like they know the reality of corporate. They've had like people working for private institutions for half a century, 70 years now. They, in fact, since World War One, World War Two, they've had people in their families working in private corporations, right? That is not the case in our country. Private में काम करना was considered halfway decent in the late 90s, mid 90s, and then 2000s it became normal, and now it is considered a good thing. But even today, government jobs are considered the job to have in India, which is fine, no problem with that. But I'm not talking to those people or about those people, right? I'm talking to people who work in private companies, and the future is private, whether we like it or not. The future is private companies. Government jobs will not be as much as they were before. And we are going to become a free market economy. And what happens in that is we are not able to, if you don't know what is the reality of a free market economy, the reality of working in a corporate setup, you will fail. And I don't want you guys to fail because our education system though definitely doesn't teach us anything about what a corporate looks like, the kind of things you are expected to do, the things you're not supposed to do, and so on and so forth, right? Internship programs are not something which is common. Part-time work is not common in India, which should be common in India, I personally feel. You should hang out with your friends, chill with your friends, have a nice time. But as much as possible, when you are young, do part-time work at least for a couple of months. Do internships. आपको reality पता चलेगी corporate की, right? You'll learn so much, you'll network so much, right? And at least you will learn, यार ये industry में नहीं जाना है मुझको. At least the worst case scenario is like the least that you can earn out of it is that, right? So keep that in mind, folks. Cool. Patel Digital Advertising is like, bro, how to make a website on how to earn from that? I don't know. I don't know. I have made websites, Wix.com say I have never ever made money out of it. So that's there. Bonnie Wright is like, let's say one senior manager utilized my work in her project. Okay. I'm working as insights analyst at a leading MNC bank. Okay. Okay, some senior used your work in their project. Perfect. When I'm in office, how to reach out to her for networking? I have fear I bother her. I'm working in hybrid mode. Talked with her through Teams over my work and shared my insights. She appreciated it, but I'm not sure how to network. She's from a different team. Very simple. You catch them at those common spots. See, you can't go up to someone at their desk and be like, "Hey, hi, what's up?" They'll be like, "The fuck is wrong with you? I'm working. Uh, do you need something?" No. Okay. Can we talk later? Thank you. Bye. Right. So you can't really go up to someone. You can't do that, right? What you have to do is find them at a common place. You can genuinely be like, okay, आपको पता है वो कैंटीन में इस टाइम पे आते हैं, तो लंच पे पकड़ लो, हाय हे कैन आई जॉइन यू. मैंने इतने दोस्त बनाया ना कैंटीन में, जस्ट बाय सेइंग हे कैन आई जॉइन यू. एंड लंच 15 मिनट 20 मिनट का तो होता ही है, तो उसमें बकबक बकबक होती ही है. या फिर चाय पे कोई ब्रेक पे होता है तो वहाँ पे जाके यू कैन टॉक टू पीपल. एंड वहाँ पे मैंने इतने दोस्ती की है, कैंटीन में बहुत दोस्तियाँ होती है यार. Why not? And that is a place where you can actually meet people, right? So definitely do that. Or you can just be like, hey, hi, imagine her name is X. Hi X. Thank you for your kind words about the insights I shared with you. It was amazing working with you. Would really love to have a chat and learn more about this project and so on and so forth. In office the next time we are there. uh, would you be able to spare 5 to 10 minutes? Let me know. We can meet over a cup of coffee, or we could just catch up over lunch or something. It would be amazing just to catch up with you. That's it. That's it. अगर कोई नॉर्मल बंदा या बंदी है ऑन द ऑपोजिट एंड, दे विल रिस्पॉन्ड पॉजिटिवली. दे विल बी लाइक, हाँ ठीक है यार, नो प्रॉब्लम, लेट्स कैच अप 5-10 मिनट, क्यों नहीं, व्हाई नॉट, लेट्स टॉक. बिकॉज एवरीवन वैसे भी यार 90% ऑफ द टाइम, यू नो दैट्स द थिंग कि यार वैसे भी मीटिंग पे मीटिंग है, व्हाई शुड आई डू इट. कि ठीक है, आई कैन मीट पीपल, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, फक इट. कैन आई पिंग हर ऑन टीम व्हेन शी इज अवेलेबल और हैव सम बैंडविड्थ फॉर अ क्विक कनेक्ट? एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई सेड, राइट? Exactly what I said, Bonnie. So yeah, I think you should go for it. And obviously don't be like, अरे मिलो ना मुझसे प्लीज. जैसे मैंने बोला आपको, थोड़ा लीड इनटू इट थोड़ा सा अच्छे से. So yeah. So anyway, Bonnie, all the best. And yeah, I hope you get to network with your senior. Seniors are important, guys. Seniors, when they move companies, they can remember you and hire you. So remember that. Um, Anyway, is there anything else that you guys want to discuss today? Let me know. I'll wait for a few minutes, and we can you can put your comments in the chat. So yeah, if you're new here, please like, comment, subscribe. Uh, if you're old, like and comment, and of course, hit the bell icon so that you know when I'm going live. I'll wait. If you have any questions or something, I'm more than happy to answer them. Eric Joseph is like, how can I leverage networking to get job as a fresher? Yeah. So as a fresher, you have to be very active on LinkedIn. Yeah. आपके पास बहुत टाइम होगा because you're a fresher. Let's be very frank. You should be highly active on LinkedIn. You should join those groups where it's like, hey, meetup, marketing meetup, marketeers meetup somewhere, in some place. You should probably, when you're doing those certification courses and all, sometimes there are cohorts, correct? तो WhatsApp cohort बन जाता है, ये cohort बन जाता है, वहाँ पे definitely join and see if people are willing to meet in that particular place, in your city, wherever you are in and all, right? LinkedIn is amazing, because to network, because you can actually just send people connection requests and start talking. Of course, don't try to date them. Just be like, hey, hi, hello. This one, I'm very interested. I saw you're working as a, like procurement in the procurement team for this XYZ company. Your work seems incredible. I just wanted to connect because I'm scoping things, in terms of my career and this and that. That has happened to me. People reach out to me and they're like, यार मेरे को इसमें career करना है, आप थोड़ा advice दो ना. So I do it. I give them advice. Like whenever I get time, I respond to them. And then you kind of, uh, make an imprint on that person. They will remember you. I would honestly suggest just start writing to people. Just start writing to people. That's the most important thing I would say. And LinkedIn is an and start posting opinions. People will agree with you, they'll disagree with you. Engagement to hoga. Then more and more people are going to find you. That more and more people are going to discover you. So there's that. Bonnie Wright is like, and of course, Eric, as much as possible, try for an internship. You're a fresher, right? Try for an internship. Bonnie Wright is like, my manager told me visibility important apart from doing good work. So the suggestion I should do showcase in senior leadership meeting. Your opinion on this? So he suggested I should do showcase in senior leadership meeting. Yeah, that's what I said, right? Visibility is important other than doing work. Like if you join at the beginning, that's exactly what I said. कि आप अच्छा काम करोगे, that's a prerequisite. That is not, like a qualifier. It's a prerequisite. It doesn't mean कि oh wow आपको promotion मिलेगा, आपको वाहवाही मिलेगा. मतलब मिलना चाहिए. But visibility is extremely important, right? So, and if you get a chance of showcasing, Bonnie, do you realize how lucky your manager is telling you all these things, and your manager is giving you an opportunity to showcase your ideas in front of the leadership? The manager is like, you know what, this person, she's good or he's good, you know. आप करो प्रेजेंट करो नहीं तो मैंने आई नो पीपल यार हु आर लाइक कि यार मेरा बॉस मेरा आइडियाज चोरी करके ऊपर जाके कुछ और बोल देता है. आई नो सो मेनी पीपल लाइक दैट. एंड इट्स लाइक देन देयर आर बॉसेस हु आर लाइक कि चल चल तेरे को कुछ नहीं आता फालतू आइडिया मत दे. वही आइडिया जाके खुद प्रेजेंट करके आ जाते हैं. दे नो दैट्स सच अ गुड आइडिया. Or they'll be like, oh, this work which was done by my guy, no, 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 actually, I did it too. Don't worry. So they are also doing upwards management, right? Upward management, which is unethical in a way, the way they go about it. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. To be careful when you are getting such opportunities, go for it and take it, right? आपको सीखने को मिलेगा how to present in front of the senior leadership. Bonnie Wright is like, don't you feel these days LinkedIn has become overcrowded? It's pretty hard to have good visibility on LinkedIn. That's not true. LinkedIn was always overcrowded. All social media platforms are overcrowded. You should speak from your heart and you should just put things out over there, and you will get visibility pretty soon. See, when I post crap content, I don't get visibility. When I put good content and I put my honest thoughts, I get visibility on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the most organic, reach friendly social media website there is. Karthik Arora is like, hey, do you think cold emailing works? I've made few managers for ST roles. I have 1 year of experience. Good scale. Should you mail them on work emails or directly reach HR or project manager on LinkedIn? I would say LinkedIn is a good place. बिकॉज़ काम के टाइम पे कोई ईमेल डाल रहा है, कोई रैंडम बंदा, "हे, आई वांट टू वर्क फॉर योर कंपनी।" अरे हू द हेल आर यू? एटलीस्ट आई विल बी वेरी फ्रैंक, राइट? लाइक कि अरे यार 1000 चीज़ें हो रही है मेरे ईमेल पे, मैं तेरे पे क्यों ध्यान दूँ? वो वैसे हो जाते हैं. लिंक्डइन पे कोई आता है, सो देयर इज़ अ डिफरेंशिएशन, राइट? लाइक ओह, ओके, या एंड लिंक्डइन इज़ अ प्लेस फॉर दैट, राइट? It's the right, absolutely the perfect forum for it. So, and oh, by the way, you have mailed a few managers. I have friends who are JBMS grads who used to work in Southeast Asia who reached out to like 40, 50 founders, and they got like callbacks from like 5 responses from 5, interviewed with 2 to 3 of them and got a job with 1. सो यू कांट से मैंने कुछ लोगों को मैसेज किया। आप बेशरम की तरह कोल्ड करना ही होता है आपको। कम से कम 50 लोगों को आपको लिखना चाहिए, तब जाके आपसे कुछ होगा। आई एम बीइंग वेरी फ्रैंक। Bonnie Wright is like suggest some alternate platforms apart from LinkedIn where we can create visibility. Instagram, I would say, is a good place. You can run an Instagram page for whatever you want to do. But then again, what is the point of visibility in front of your friends and brands? Unless you're an Instagram influencer, then it's a great thing. But visibility आपको करना है. Slack in your internal channel is an amazing place. Uh, emails that you put out, that you put out, like, those things really matter. Those mass emails that go to a lot of people within the company, if you get the chance to show them, send them with your achievements, depends on the context, those are good places to create visibility. Other places are like, hey, there is a town hall that is happening, all hands that is happening. If you get to present over there, talk about your thing over there, then it is pretty impactful, right? Whether it's happening physically or virtually. So those are places and times where you get alternate platforms where you can create visibility. So yeah, and offsites, company offsites is also uh, offsites are also good place to create your brand, because वहाँ पे लोग personally आते हैं, तो थोड़ा माहौल अलग होता है. So you can actually create a lot of this thing for yourself, following for yourself over there, little bit. Lost Soul is like, can patents or awards achieved for organizations offset college brand? See, awards for organizations, I don't think so. Patents are a big thing. Patents are a big thing. But award for an organization could be anything. Quarterly achiever, ऐसा मेरे को बहुत मिले. They don't count for shit outside that company. But patent, like, patent is a patent, bro. So that's huge. So those are good. Offset college brand, guys. एक बार आपका कॉलेज खत्म हो गया ना, आप वो ब्रांड सोचना बंद कर दो. बंद कर दो. Then you just focus on your work then, because it's no longer in your control, guys. Otherwise, do an executive MBA or something, or do an executive course or something, or just, yeah, something like that, right? So that is the whole thing. Bonnie Wright is like, what do you think about attending meetup events, like for example AWS or Google events? Do you think events helpful networking to get good job? As I said, right, I mentioned, like, there are those networking events that happen, those meetups that happen, and you should definitely go over there. But you should look at the ROI, कि पैसा मिलेगा कि नहीं. मतलब पैसा मिलेगा, मतलब पैसा मांग रहे कि नहीं मुझसे. ज़्यादा पैसा मांग रहे तो आई एम नॉट सो श्योर. बट इफ़ यू गेट एन इनवाइट, यू गेट अ चांस बाय रेफरल और समथिंग टू गो ओवर देयर, डेफिनेटली गो ओवर देयर. वहाँ पे जॉब मिलता है कि नहीं, आई डोंट नो. आई कांट स्पीक फॉर अबाउट इट. बट हाँ, आपका नेटवर्क तो बड़ा बढ़ेगा. बिकॉज डूड, यू गो टू अ नेटवर्किंग इवेंट, सब लोग अपना एक सेल्फिशनेस के साथ आते हैं वहाँ पे. And then you will be there, मेरे का job the. So it doesn't work that way. You have to build a network, build a relationship, talk about your work, learn about things. That way, I think it works. It's inorganic, but it can work. When it works, it works. You get me? So yeah. Anyway, folks, okay, Lost Soul is like, no, I recently got my work patented by my organization, and I've been nominated for Innovative Impact Award, so both are linked. That's fine. That's good. I'm not saying not to mention the second one, but I'm saying any day a patent is insane. If you have contributed to a patent, that is an achievement. I know people who have gotten awards because they impressed their boss. So that doesn't count externally. You know. So yeah. So visibility is extremely important, folks. I hope today you learned something new, and even I learned a few new things. Like, these real problems are there, very helpful, giving me also perspective. Anyway, this was Polkeball. It was amazing going live today. If there are any new topics you want me to talk about, please put it in the comment section. Would highly appreciate it. Follow me on LinkedIn, and yeah, just go through all the links in the description and follow me over there, because I think then our community kind of expands, and we get new topics to talk about. Bonnie Ride is like, what do you think about private equity job market? I don't know anything about that. I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable about it, but I do believe they do hire data scientists. Anshu is like, is an upcoming time MSc econometrics data science career versus MBA general, which is better? Depends on which college you go to. I'm being very frank. I'm being very frank. And also, what are your strengths and weaknesses? मतलब अगर आपको numbers नहीं पसंद आप econometrics में क्यों जा रहे हो? If you like numbers, go into it. If you like MBA also, if you think you are a generalist, you don't want to spend your entire time with spreadsheets and analytical thinking, uh, then an MBA is much better because उसमें भी spreadsheets और analytical thinking होता है, but the percentage of that is not as much as someone who's an MSc in data science would be into, right? Uh, Real Zaddi is like any tip for personal whose role have least impact on management. What? I don't understand. But anyway, cool, folks. Thank you so much. It's been 35 minutes. It's late. I need to sleep in the next 15, 20 minutes. Dark circles. Solving for that. Thank you so much.